So this is a Whopper Plopper. Crazy expensive for a lure in my opinion. It's about $13 to $16. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Bass Pro or someplace like that. I hardly ever buy anything like this, but somebody told me it was a good lure, so I wanted to try it. It floats on top of the water. You just pull it like a buzz bait, basically. I found the other night that if you will leave it set some, I don't know if the fish are become more interested when it stops.
There you go.
Get a hook in.
It's not very big,
It's
but
not very big.
it's a bass.
I hate treble hooks.
So it's a treble hook.
It's got it's got 2 treble hooks on it. Do what? No, it's a bass. That's really about all you're going to catch. It's going to take a pretty good bluegill to take that lure. But I don't know if you can see it or not, but I kind of stopped it in there and then started it again. Last night I was kind of ripping it a little bit, pull it a little bit, let it set, then just pull it and let it set. So the eye is up high on this lure, so it sets upright, just like a fish would, and you're just pulling it straight through the water. It's got the propeller on the back that spins, is cupped, and therefore it makes the splashing sound, or like a torpedo, I guess. There's a couple of different sizes. This is the small one. They make another one that's I think is a 6-inch, but it's people say bigger lure, bigger fish, but I don't know. I like the fish with a smaller lure. You get more fish, I guess. You got to kind of mess with it a little bit to reel it a little bit fast to get it up on top of the water. Get your line up out of the water is the main thing. So it pulls correctly. So I'm going to go from one extreme to another. I was fishing top water, now I'm going to go fish the bottom with this Texas rig rubber worm. I use a 1/4 ounce slip sinker with a 1/0 hook. This is a red shad. Just going to cast it out, let it sink to the bottom, and then pull it along the bottom. Waiting for a fish to pick it up. That's the hard part of this, is being able to feel the fish when he picks it up and get the hook set on it. Because sometimes it's just hard to feel. You just kind of like you're picking it up off the bottom, you're going to move it 6-8 inches, let it set back down, and pull it again. And if the fish picks it up, you have a slip sinker there, so they'll pick it up and you'll just feel a little tap on your line. There was a tap. I don't know whether that was a fish or there's something on the bottom there that I hit.
Will you catch a bass with this?
This is a bass lure also. You can catch, some bluegill or something like that. I have caught a few crappie on it, but
So how do you know whether a bass is going to be on the bottom or the top?
most bass are down closer to the bottom. I feel like, they're not going to be down in 20 foot of water down on the bottom. In a place like this, most of them are down or will hunt and feed off the bottom. So even if they're out not there, they're probably suspended. But if they see it, they'll go to wherever it is. And I don't know. I've read a little that they say that bass, part of the line down the side of them. I'm getting a little technical, which I don't know that it's right. Just what I've heard and read, that there's a line down the side of a bass, and that line, they pick up vibrations, other vibrations in the water. They fish by sight, but they also can pick up vibrations of something moving in the water. That's why a lot of times crankbaits will have beads or something inside of them. They're hollow till they rattle. Will make some sound and some additional vibration. So, but a rubber worm, you can put, I don't even know what they call them. They're just little glass bead containers that have just a little glass miniature test tube with a little steel balls in it that'll rattle when you move it. I think we could go over there in front of your multiflora rose bush where that's on the dam, and I think I can catch one there. But the color may be bad here too. This is the color I always use down on the lake. And I think the last time I was here, I was thinking of red. Hold on, we'll go, if you don't mind. Oh, there was a bite right there. But he got off. Probably a bluegill. Typically a bluegill has grabbed the tail of it and pulled it, and so it messes up the worm like that. But we'll try it again. We'll go back to that same spot and see what happens. That worm is about shot. And I hook it in, since I'm reeling on the bottom, don't want it to get hung up, so I stick the hook back in here, which is the way you hook a weedless. So you can go through weeds. It will go over most rocks or anything on the bottom. Some people will stick it through and then put the tip of that hook back into the rubber there. I'm gonna go back after this one though. So bass typically like a change. And what I'm kind of feeling here is a little bit, this slopes out a little bit, then it seems like it drops off quicker. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what it seems like to me. Pulling it in, you kind of feel the bottom as you're pulling it in. And I just lift it up, let it go back down and crank my slack up. And I think that's where those fish are. If that drops off right there, it's more of a drop off there. Those fish will a lot of times stay on those type of areas. Just there's probably not much other structure in this lake, and so it's just a break in the bottom. That's probably why they're there.
So you can feel, I guess you can kind of feel the terrain of the bottom by pulling and...
Yeah, and that's part of what this is. I'm trying to understand the bottom. If there's and if you feed yourself, pull over, like there's a log or something out there, you feel yourself pull over that, and you want to hesitate a little longer there because it, again, is some type of a structure there that the bass is using to hide or whatever. But he's probably, if they're feeding, they're going to be hiding or trying to get around something where there's some type of structure to use the shadow or whatever. He picked it up and just took off with it. So again, since there's not a lot of structure on this lake, we're going to fish the corner of the lake or the pond. I think there's usually fish in here. There is a little bit of brush over there on the far side if I can get over there. Hole. There's a bite.
You throw it back down so you don't get it in...
Didn't hang it up in the tree, yeah. And I didn't set the hook. My hook didn't come through, as you can see. The hook didn't come through. I didn't set the hook hard enough, so I didn't pull it out. Oh, there's a bite. So there's that one stump right over there closer to the bank. Last time I was out here, there were several fish around it. So I'm going to try to get past it up there as close as I can to the bank and bring it back across the edge of it. The roots look like they run out a little bit into the water, so I'm going to get... Didn't go quite far enough, but it'll be all right. There's a little bluegill. Not a little one, that's a pretty good sized bluegill.
He is nice.
I think
Is that a hybrid?
Yeah, I think so. Foul hooked him. I jerked pretty hard that time.
And he was just curious along.
I think he was probably chewing on it. Yeah, chewing on the tail, or his buddy was.
Is he too injured?
No, I don't believe so. Not now. Cat's mad because he didn't get it.
Yes. That's why they follow us around, because a lot of times we'll give them some little fish that doesn't amount to anything, but it makes beggars out of them.
Fish.
That's a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
I think I'll keep that one.
Okay. Good, because he took my worm.
Oh, where'd he take it? Is it down inside of him?
Yeah, in the pond somewhere, so.
Okay.
I'll get him back. You good? You want to see the fish?